with those two being up there.
No, absolutely. And there's a good chance if this Kasha, Richie, Henrique line doesn't start producing again, that they're going to get strong looks in camp. And, who knows how that goes with the RFA contract negotiations this summer, too, with those same two guys.
Yeah.
So there could be two spots open, but if they're signed and they play well, I don't see how that top nine moves. But I agree with you there. Jones and Steele.
So Gordon Bombay in the chat again saying Chimera Getzlaf and move Pettersson to the wing and call it the receding hair line.
I take offense to that. My hairline's receding too.
That would be great. I mean, we have the RPG line. Why not have the receding hairline? That would be great.
I could go with that.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through the chat real quick here, so bear with me. Gordon Bombay, in referring to our coaching discussion, saying not the coach we need, but the coach we deserve, in Gordon Bombay himself. So, here's an interesting one from Richard. He said, I think Carlyle is secretly trying to kill Fowler. He had over 27 minutes tonight. And, he's consistently been doing that, not consistently in Carlyle trying to kill him, but in Fowler being the minute muncher for the Ducks. He's really been that guy all season. I think this is dating back now to I think the first show, which I guess isn't that old. It's only about 2 weeks ago, but how we talked about Montour's minutes shooting up and getting close to Lindholm. But then Fowler's been that consistent guy who's pretty much always been above 23 minutes all season. So no surprise really that he hit 27, especially with Lindholm being out of the lineup for a couple minutes tonight.
He's a leader on this team.
Yeah,
he's a quiet leader, and he's somebody the Ducks organization takes a lot of pride in bringing up to the system and having him on the squad. And he's played really well. And he's a guy you can trust. You know what you're going to get from him night in and night out. And he plays really well with Brandon Montour now. As we've said before, they complement each other. So, give him all the minutes in the world. I think he's playing great hockey right now, so keep feeding him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think he has to be the guy to lead forward. And we talked about how rotating in those younger guys next year, you're looking for those leaders on the blue line. Why, like you said, I think Fowler's already that. You don't need to have a guy like BX or Boschman back there to kind of lead the way, because Fowler's already that guy. And I think Manson and Lindholm, are kind of moving in that direction as well. So the Ducks definitely have some good young guys that can lead this blue line for a long time. Moving over to Twitter and kind of shifting gears a bit, Alex asks, should the Ducks consider rotating Vermette and Brown into the starting lineup? Because once again, they were scratched tonight.
Vermette, no. Brown, yes. I think Brown should get some more playing time. Vermette, as we've said before the show, Carlyle's even called him out for being slow. I feel like winning face-offs is not a reason to have a contract in the NHL. You need to play the game.
Yeah, he's a one-trick pony. He wins face-offs, and that's pretty much it. And I think that's why Derek Grant has kind of solidified that spot as a fourth-line center, because we mentioned him a lot and had some praise for him in the last show about how he could be the fourth-line center for the Ducks for the near future, just based on his play. I think he deserves it. He's obviously gets some jabs from the fans saying he's that Derek Grant elite center based on the fact that he's been in and out and up and down the lineup all season due to injuries, but he's been great. He's been an excellent addition, Derek Grant has, to this Ducks team, which I don't think you would have thought when he was acquired or when he was signed in the offseason. And he's bumped Antoine Vermette completely out of that fourth line, and definitely does not look like Antoine Vermette's going to be back next season.
No, and like we said before, we don't really think Chris Kelly or Jason Chimera will either. What is JT Brown's contract status? Not to put you on the spot.
I believe he's a UFA, or
he's a UFA, RFA.
He's not. I don't think he's an RFA, but he's a free agent come July 1st.
Okay. Do you think he comes back or no?
I did when they first signed him. They were playing him a lot. Now I don't even. What has it been? 3 games since he played. I think
it's been several for sure.
Yeah, it's been a few, and it's kind of interesting because they've preferred to have Chris Kelly down there other than JT Brown, and we'd mentioned before how I think I would like to see Derek Grant, Chimera, and JT Brown out there. I think that's the ideal fourth line for the Ducks. It provides a little blend of offense, grit, a little bit of speed. It's not obviously the best fourth line in the National Hockey League, but I think it's the best option for the Ducks.
I would agree with that. I'd like to see JT Brown take Kelly's spot for sure.
Yeah. So continuing the trend on Twitter, we had Victor ask, and this is a new question because I don't think we've really thought of this. He said, is playing with 7 defensemen a possibility for this Ducks teams who struggle on the blue line? I honestly didn't think of that. I mean, that's kind of an interesting way to go. I think it takes away from it a bit, but really what you're taking then Chris Kelly out of the lineup and you're rotating somebody in on that fourth line, whether it be Andre Kasher or Nick Ritchie rotating in on that fourth line. I don't hate it. I think it's a decent option because it takes. See, this is the thing though, because then what? You know that 7th guy is going to be Boschman or Bieksa. So then instead of having them both out of the lineup, now you've got them both splitting minutes throughout the game. I don't think it really adds anything to it unless that 7th guy was a Jacob Larson, a Jacob Magna, Andy Walensky, even maybe a Holzer. Though that's the only way it makes it better is when you're limiting Bieksa and Boschman's minutes on the ice.
No, I'd have to agree with you on that one too. I feel that it's not a Carlyle move. It's definitely something that is at this point with our defense worth looking at for that third pair, but I don't know if that would move the needle, like you said, all that much. Because even if you change that bottom pairing, it's not like the minutes that are killing him, it's the deployment that kills us. So if it's Larson and Pettersson, I'm all for it. But if you're going to have to take a guy out of the lineup coming from the forward side of things, you have to make sure that defense core is your best guys. And you're still going to have, at that point, another defender that's not good that you're rotating in, right? So I feel like it might not be the best option, but interesting question. I appreciate that. You and I have never even talked about that.
Yeah, and it's not something teams do often anyway, like on a regular basis. I think there was, like, last year, Tampa was that only team that was just doing that like a night in, night out basis. And it was kind of weird to see them do that, just consistently roll 7th defenseman. So I don't think it's something the Ducks do on a regular basis. Maybe like 1 or 2 games here and there to kind of switch things up. But like you said, it takes away from that forward lineup, and then you're double shifting a guy, which is never a great thing. So I don't see them doing it long term. But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to hear a different side of it because you and me hadn't thought of that. So it's nice to kind of have that different opinion in there. So next question on Twitter, we're coming to a little bit of an end here. Randall said, in your opinion, is Kessler now a liability out there, or would you rather have him at 65% rather than, say, a healthy body, somebody else? He didn't really mention who it would be, but having somebody else out there instead of having Kessler being 65%.
I feel like he's turned a corner a little bit. You and I have talked about him the past couple of games. He's getting healthier, and I feel like I would take the Kessler that we have right now than somebody in the system that's not used to playing with the lineup that we have right now. I don't think there really is a Kessler replacement that we can slot in. Yeah. So I think you're not only you stuck with it, but I feel like it's the Ducks' best option overall anyway, because there's no way he's not going to play. This guy is just a fierce competitor, is going to play through whatever injury he has, and we're going to get the best of Kessler hopefully in training camp. He's going to come back, and obviously his numbers and stuff will regress a little bit, just like everybody's does in this league as the league has gotten faster and younger. But I think we're going to get a better Kessler at the start of next season than we are right now.
Yeah, and an interesting kind of shift. Ducks fans actually replied to that question that Randall had on Twitter and said, actually, Silfverberg, he believes, is 100% at fault and a liability on that line, coughing up the puck on a consistent basis. I wonder how you feel about that.
That's interesting. He's definitely not scoring right now. And I've noticed that line just hasn't been clicking the way it's been. But they weren't really strong without Kessler either, right? Remember they kept saying, oh, this line's going to get better once Kessler's back. And now Kessler's back, and this line is still not the same shutdown line that we've all been watching for over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah,
I would have to watch more closely on Jakob Silfverberg's play. I usually watch him when he has the puck, and he's definitely not getting the grade A scoring chances we've seen him have in the past. So I don't know if people have locked him down, or if he's just the cliche squeezing his stick too tight, or just not getting his shot away the way he usually does.
Yeah, I think so, and I feel like it's just been a down season altogether, not just for him, but that entire line. And I think that's the only thing I can say. Let's wait till next year and see if they do better. I think you can give them a benefit of doubt with the fact that they haven't been together for an entire season. Kessler is not playing at 100%. I think those kind of all come into it together. Last thing, ending on a note that we had talked about on the last show, Gordon Bombay saying the Samoas are safe tonight. So the Girl Scout cookies are not
Girl Scout
coming
cookies are
out.
safe.
Yeah, they're safe for another night.
Hopefully they're safe for like the next 3 or 4 games at least, and the Ducks keep crushing along here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put a bow on it, man. And with just a little bit of love to everybody who's tuned in, everybody who's downloaded, everybody who's popped in live in our chat or live listening to this broadcast. We love you guys. We appreciate it. We've gotten a great response, I feel like, on iTunes so far. Plenty of reviews. If anybody hasn't done that and you would love to give us a little bit of love, like Eddie has said before, it helps people see this show when they search. So go to iTunes, give us a 5-star, leave a comment that we'd love you guys. It'd be great. And Eddie, where else can they grab us?
Yeah, so, I mean, the main place is Spreaker, where a lot of you, if you're listening live or listening to the next day, are finding us. If not, like Patrick already mentioned, you can find us on iTunes. Spreaker sends it out pretty much everywhere, so they send it out to SoundCloud, sends it out to iHeartRadio, it sends it out to a bunch of different podcast apps through Google Play and through iTunes. So anywhere you can think of to consume your podcast, you're pretty much going to find it there. But as always, I mean, the main ones are going to be Spreaker and iTunes for us. And like Patrick said, thank you so much, guys, for the support already in Spreaker and on iTunes. It's been great. I mean, I can't believe it's only been 7 games, and the support we've had live and the next day has been amazing.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys on Friday. We hope so, right? That might be the question mark. If we're going to do a show, but at the time might be really late just because I have a prior obligation. I have to be out with family. There will be a show, just as to when the time will be up to be downloaded or live. We'll keep you guys posted. Yeah,
definitely stay tuned for the link. I mean, we'll let you guys know beforehand. It's not like we're going to say, we're going to be live in 20 minutes after the game, and all of a sudden, it's going to be about 3 hours. We'll let you guys know a couple, probably, a day beforehand, I would think, if we're going to be live, whether right after the game or a couple hours after, I would think.
Yeah, we'll keep them posted throughout the day for sure. So that's it for us, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys late Friday, Saturday morning.